I have a press release which has been issued today against me, and this press release has been released by a conglomerate of recognized tribes in Lamka, Outer Manipur, called the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, or the ITLF. This group is pro-Kuki and anti-Métis from the tone, at least, of this press release. And they're very angry with me that I have said that the situation in Manipur has a lot to do with a foreign hand. They say there is nothing called a foreign hand, and they have said that Arnab's information was imprecise and devoid of real intelligence data. The army intelligence on the ground could confirm if China or the US is being involved. Well, my response is the ITLF is being naive. The intelligence agencies never put out information publicly, but the information that I have is, in my view, completely correct. Now, this reply of these groups, the pro-Kuki groups, is a response to my direct and deliberate raising of this issue as a national security issue yesterday. You see, viewers, people who threaten India's national security like to say ethnic conflict, local conflict, conflict of indigenous people. This is exactly the kind of language that the Maoist terrorists use. They never call themselves terrorists. They never say they are carrying out an armed war against India. They say, no, it's a fight of indigenous groups. And therefore, I reject this reply of the ITLF with all the conviction at my command. I request the ITLF leaders, I request all tribal leaders and all tribal groups in Manipur, Kuki and Métis, to recognize the fact and to accept the fact that nobody can be allowed to wage war against the Indian state. Anyway, the ITLF has got it completely wrong. They say that there is no foreign hand. That is the figment of Arnab Goswami's imagination. Whereas they don't realize that in their own press release, where they say there is no foreign hand, in page para 3, in para 5 they accept the fact that there is a foreign hand. In para 3 they say the Kuki-Zo conflict has nothing to do with Myanmar, US or China. It is a purely ethnic cleansing program of the Métis against the Kuki-Zo. However, they contradict themselves in para 5 in their own press release, where they say a Métis activist publicly stated on social media that she has procured drones equipped with bomb-dropping capabilities from the United States to bomb the Kuki-Zo inhabited areas. So they have themselves admitted, of course they are accusing the other side of working together with American interests to bomb them. My question to them is, who are they working with to bomb the other side? This is the answer that the ITLF needs to give us, instead of giving us a defensive kind of press release. Then, in their press release, this group is justifying the use of armed drone bombings against citizens of the country. And my question to them is, who are they to grant themselves the right to bomb any part of Indian territory in whichever way possible, or to support those who do so? They say that these drones can be procured from the marketplace. But again, the facts say otherwise. The drones that have been confiscated, dear members of the ITLF, instead of wasting your time putting press releases against me, ask yourself a more fundamental and factual question. The drones which have been confiscated, which have been got, are military-grade drones. They are military-grade drones, not toy drones. They are capable of lifting and deploying bombs, killing people in hundreds. These are not commercial toy drones bought from Hamleys. These are commercial, these are military-grade drones aimed at killing dozens and hundreds of people. What you're seeing on your screen is an improvised military drone. The exact same quadcopter specifications, 3D printed parts, highly sophisticated, glued and screwed together to improvise a drone capable of carrying a heavy military payload. These are the exact same kind of drones, dear members of the ITLF, that are being used by the so-called rebel groups in Myanmar against the Myanmarese junta. And whether you like it or not, these are the exact same drones that are supplied by the Chinese. Now, don't tell me, dear members of the ITLF, that this is a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. If you're accusing the other side of working with the Americans, somebody will accuse you of working with the Chinese. How is it a coincidence? How is it a coincidence that these are Chinese drones? The nation wants to know. Everything that has been recovered recently is high military grade. They say there is no foreign involvement. But the facts of the matter are quite different. There is official information from the Manipur police that I am about to quote. In the most recent raids in Manipur, the police has confiscated a large cache of arms, and all of it is military grade. 10 12-inch single-bore barrel rifles, military grade. Mortar, military grade. 9 mortar barrels found, military grade. 29 gelatin sticks, military grade. 30 high-tech detonators, military grade. 10 meters of fuse. 2 rockets. Where are these military grade rockets coming from? Are you telling me that some ethnic tribes have started manufacturing these high-tech, China-inspired and probably China-procured military grade ammunition, radio sets, AK-47s? I really think that instead of trying to tell me how to be a media professional, these people should ask themselves, is it not also true that somebody invited the foreign media? They say there is no foreign connection to protest against the inclusion of Métis in the ST category. I want to ask, who invited the foreign media to Manipur in early May 2023, the day when thousands turned up for the Tribal Solidarity March, when not even the media in Delhi had any idea what was going to happen? Why is it that dozens and hundreds of foreign media landed up at that point of time? Violence erupted. Just the next day, 220 people died, 60,000 people were displaced. If a difficult question is to be asked, I would say, who invited the foreign media? Who had a tip-off? Did anyone get a sense that violence was about to happen? Or did the foreign media land up miraculously, coincidentally, and it all happened and they happened to be there? Does this happen anywhere else in the world? And don't fool yourself, ITLF, if you feel that issuing statements against me and claiming that all people asking for a cookie land are being targeted, don't brush aside the most pertinent questions. I am against the burning of buses, the burning of churches, the attacking of temples, the targeting of temples and churches. But you must understand as well, what do I ask for? I ask for a united India, a united Northeast, a united Manipur. You don't have to lecture me. I am from the Northeast, and I believe the future of Manipur will be better if Manipur is united, if the Northeast is united, if India is united, if we are all nationalists first. And since we are all nationalists first, I would like to ask the ITLF, who has issued a press release against me, that I will take you on facts. Is it not true that the ITLF General Secretary had called for quote-unquote self-rule? As a nationalist Indian, I firmly stand against anyone and any group that tries to threaten my country's sovereignty, that says if their demands are not met, they will establish self-rule. In certain districts, was an FIR not registered against that person? And after an FIR was registered, they have now started talking about the fact that they want a union territory instead. But did they not talk about self-rule? Unfortunately, there are politicians in India who will fly in, fly out like Rahul Gandhi, try to foment trouble, incite trouble and go away, but they will not take responsibility for the situation. And I need the ITLF to understand. None of the politicians who are inciting you will stand by you. Will stand by your families, will stand by the people of Manipur, will stand with the people of the Northeast. The only way is to remain united. I am for peace in Manipur. I want all groups to come together to shed violence. I need political incitement to end. We all must ensure political incitement ends. But most of all, my dear brothers and sisters of the ITLF, please understand that if there are foreign powers who are looking for a way in, then we must be very careful about them. We must remember the Chinese are against us. The Americans are against us. Manipur cannot be a battleground. Manipur has to be a center of development. That is my view, and that is my response.